Hello and welcome to episode 17. This is our testing roundup for the end of the season. The end of season Catalonia test in MotoGP. We saw Marquez in Rojo, as he said on his...
Todo el Rojo.
Yes. Francesco Bagnaia in white. Martin on the Aprilia. Not confirmed his number just yet. Vinales on the KTM. Bastianini on the KTM. Well, parts of the KTM anyway, because all the rest of it got split into about mini bits.
On it for a bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And something else that went on as well with all the Honda riders like Aleix. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy.
Yep. Yeah,
and we'll be back in a few weeks afterwards with a new podcast.
Hell yeah.
Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, give us a like, give us a 5-star rating on Spotify, and all that good stuff.
Do it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 17 of the On the Gas podcast. You're joined by myself and Cameron, because Lauren can't make it.
Nope, because it's Thursday.
Yes.
And Lauren said, I'm available. And then she was like, oh, no, actually, I'm not available. But kind of a good excuse, if it's true.
She's like, I've got to see Scott Swan, swanning about with Swanee, you know.
Yeah, hanging out with the Swanee lot.
Any excuse to drop his name into a conversation.
Yeah. Oh, you know Scott Swan? Oh, he's in
I'll
BSP
hang around with him later.
Yeah.
I'd just love to see Scott Swan. Did you see Scott Swan at the weekend? You know I know him.
Oh, Scott Swan? Yeah.
I'm friends with him, you know.
I mean, we're just jealous, really, aren't we? Yeah.
Well,
she's absolutely not going to listen to this podcast, so we can probably we can rinse her as much as we like, but we're nice.
That's true.
We won't.
Yeah.
Also, are we calling this fully episode 17 or is it episode 16 and a half?
Yeah, we'll say 17. It's going to be a bit of a shorter one, but yeah, we'll say 17. Why not? But yes, it's a testing pod, should we say? Discussing the end of year tests in MotoGP, of course, with 13 different riders on their new bikes or in different colours. Very interesting day. We saw... That's where I messed up. So I've been like... Because I'm like, oh yeah, it's 13, obviously. But then all week I've been like... I made a post the other day, but I forgot to put Oliveira on it, but I counted up. I was like, well, there's 13 people on there. So how have I not? And I was like, wait, there's a photo of Bagnaia I put on there because he was in white. And I was like, that's cool. I'll put him on there. And forgot to put Oliveira. That's
wow. Okay. Oh my goodness,
that's been messing me up.
Well, I'm really glad you got the closure there and you figured it out.
Yes. But
yeah,
lots
interesting
of changes.
tests. Yep, people were hyped for it. There was a crowd that were going wild. It was it
was a bit nutty.
Yeah, cool.
We had full list of changes. Marc Marquez to the Ducati Lenovo squad, Franco Morbidelli to the Pertamina Enduro VR46 squad, Pedro Costa to the Red Bull KTM factory squad, Jorge Martin to Aprilia, Vinales to Red Bull KTM Tech 3, Bezzecchi to Aprilia, Aleix to the Honda HRC test team. So that's a 14th change, actually. Nea Bastianini to Red Bull KTM Tech 3, Miguel Oliveira to Pramac Yamaha, Fermin Aldeguer made his debut in Gresini Racing, Aigura to Trackhouse, Jack Miller to Prima Pramac, Somkiat Chantra to LCR Honda.
Yes.
So
a lot of changes. There was a lot to take in and enjoy if you were watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, we have to mention MotoGP new star-studded member. I can't believe they managed to get a member of the Power Rangers to race a MotoGP bike. It was incredible to see.
I mean, this is the first I've heard of this trope, but are you referring to Marc Marquez in all red?
Yes, or the red Stormtrooper as I posted on Twitter the other day.
Right, okay, like a kind of red Power Ranger. I mean, it was very red. It was quite garish.
It was eye-hurting red, and then you had Franco Morbidelli on a blooming highlighter suit of the green and yellow mesh, and I was like, oh my god, my eyes.
Hey, do you know, I think we've the world is increasingly more grey.
True.
So I think it's quite nice to have some color kicking about.
The crushed velvet core in everyone's homes.
No, don't. Let's not get stuck into live, laugh, love. But yeah, I like whatever. It's pretty iconic, and I think like it actually. Just looking specifically at the factory Ducati team, it was almost like it was like a manifestation of maybe the two attitudes the riders are going to have next year. Like Mark was like pretty like, I'm going all in. Todo el rojo or whatever he said. Yeah.
That's it.
It's all red. We're all in, baby. And then Pecco was like a bit more subdued with the livery. It was nice. It was this kind of stoner-esque one. It's beautiful.
Well, he did it. He wanted to do a stoner livery, so he did it.
Yeah,
That's why he did it.
He did.
Yeah.
It was lovely. And it was like, yeah, just I think already that's one contrasting factor already, like literally in the color of their test liveries.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm reading too much into that. I don't know. But
no, I think it's their personalities coming out, isn't it? At the end of the day,
yeah.
Mark is a kind of guy who likes the limelight. Everything all on him, cameras on him, all the attention on him, and the fact that he's come out in an all red suit. He was genuinely the only helmet his entire career that has never had a sponsor on it. Obviously, professional career, that is.
Yeah.
It's his first ever sponsorless helmet.
Wow.
Yeah. Even when he joined MotoGP, he didn't have Red Bull on the helmet on the test, but he still had like Oakley and some other sponsors on there. And this was just sponsorless, apart from the Sherry badge, obviously.
Interesting.
It was fourth overall. We can't really. The positions mean nothing. Let's be real. They mean absolutely nothing. There's no point kind of looking into that. But well, I don't know, because Alex Marquez was P1 and really got on with the GP24, but Marquez basically got on the GP24 hybrid thing that they've made and was like, this is better. Instantly was like, this is so much better, which is scary.
Yeah, it is. Because they did say, I know we were saying last week that we haven't really heard the same kind of rumblings of how much of a step the new bike is compared to the old one, like from Ducati themselves. And I'm pretty sure even the opposite was sort of mentioned, that we're not expecting the same jump from the 24 to the 25 as we did from the 23 to 24. But, you know, if the riders are getting on it and instantly being like, this is better, then it's progress. Progress is progress, you know?
Yeah, and then an interesting little tidbit as well. Both Bagnaia and Marquez gave very similar feedback about the new bike.
I saw that.
Which is interesting because their riding styles couldn't be any more different.
Mm-hmm.
But that's good. Pushes Ducati in the right direction.
It does. And it also means that there's not this concern possibly of them choosing to develop the bike for the tastes of one rider over the other.
Like Honda did, exactly.
If they're both looking for the same thing from the same bike, then hopefully we won't get that discrepancy, shall we say.
And that was really positive. I think Didier did turn up. I'm sure he was absolutely hating every second of not being on any of the bikes. That'd be painful for him. But
definitely.
Very good to see that both of them are kind of enjoying that. And obviously Alex Marquez hopped on the GP24, liked it a lot. Basically, said that he enjoyed a lot of the straight line braking, which was a weaker point for him in 2024.
Yeah,
so that for him, a big step forward in the right way. It's cool to see Marquez in all red now, and it looks good for the future. I think there's a lot riding on it. I think because of Ducati pushing out Bastianini and Martin, there's going to be a lot of pressure on Mark's shoulders to kind of make up for the gap. They got rid of two young, fast riders for him, so he needs to basically prove that it was worth it. And to be honest, he thrives on that kind of in that kind of area anyway. You know, where other riders have cracked in that team, I think, because it is a pressure cooker, that team. That factory Ducati squad, pressure. That's where Mark kind of excels. Pressure turns into diamonds after all, and Mark's an 8-time champion. So,
yeah, I think, well, like you say, he's an 8-time champion, and he's clearly, he'll go out and do his thing, just similarly to how he did with the Gresini this year, and it'll just manifest the results, barring injury. As long as he works well with the team and any because the thing with Mark this year is he's had weekends where it hasn't worked on the Friday, struggled Saturday, and then because of all that experience and having a good team with him and Frankie Carcetti, they've got the momentum behind them in time for when it's important.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing we've learned about the Lenovo team this year, they can do the exact same thing with Pecco. As long as they work well, the bike will work with the rider and they'll get results. So, yeah, I can see no reason why it's not going to be good.
Yeah,
really,
I agree.
And get solid results.
Yeah, 100%. And then flipping that on to the man of the moment, the world champion Jorge Martin, his kind of first day on the Aprilia, and what was it? His second lap, he had his shoulder down.
Yep, that takes
is talent.
So much confidence. To just be hitting, and we said this was going to happen. Martin's has shown us consistently since he's been in this class that he can find the limit so quick.
Yeah,
it's why he's so dominant in sprint races, is because he can just find that extra little bit, and everybody else needs to catch up. He can get there quicker. I'd like to think he could challenge for the championship on it and almost do a top rack where
that'd be cool.
Like the riders made the difference. That would be great. But I just, we mentioned it a lot last week. The Lenovo team looks too strong for 2025, but who knows? Like podiums, yes. Sprint win, probably. Could be trickier on a Sunday. We'll see. We need to be the right track. Are we going to Argentina next year?
I don't think so. Let's have a look.
Calendar. That's an Aprilia one, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Let's have a look for you. February, March. Yes, March, Argentina.
Okay. Well, hey, could see Martin do well there. Book it. Get it in for the predictions.
Get it on there. Yeah, I think he will. He obviously the times mean nothing at the end of the day, but I think he'll do quite well. It's just a case of I'm struggling to find any comments from him. I don't think we'll have too many because of Ducati. But he was very secretive about his number as well. Just turned up with 2 stars to represent each of his world championships.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Yep. So not sure if he's going to run number 1 or 89. On the provisional entry list, he's 89, but that means nothing. There's no point announcing his number now. Let it fester on through winter, and then everybody will tune into that Aprilia launch and see it then.
Yes.
That's how you get eyes on it. Building suspense.
Marketing. Yep.
Yes. So, we're not sure yet on that one. Obviously, his teammate... No, Jorge Martin, sorry. I'll go on to his teammate Marco in a minute.
Yeah.
He did have a crash at turn 5.
Easy done.
Yeah, it's a learning process, isn't it? And hilariously, Aleix was in front of him and said, "Do you really think you can keep up with me?" on Twitter. Aleix tagged him and was like, "Do you really think you can keep up with me?" And Aleix on the Honda as well.
On the Honda as a test rider. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, but Aleix on the Honda is interesting as well. It's a weird one. Somebody said something that was interesting to me. They basically said that Aleix has the edge at the moment, that extra little bit that riders have, and then they hop on the Honda, and that edge is very quickly actually worn away by how bad the bike is. And it did seem like Aleix was very disappointed in how the Honda actually rode. From what I've read online, he was not too impressed by it. Again, we've not got too many comments.
That coming? Yeah.
I know, shock. We've not got too many comments because Alesia's still tied to the Aprilia contract, but he didn't seem all that happy with it at the end of the day. Where was he in the actual standings? He was 14th. Second fastest Honda rider. Zarco was ahead of him. Marini and Mir behind him. Again, it's going to be a process of learning for Alessia and then looking at where you can build the bike on and what you can improve on. I did see a snippet of some comments from Martin going into the fact that the Ducati was good in this way in terms of engine braking, but then on other things, the Aprilia is actually better than the Ducati from what I saw. But
yeah,
again, you need to then create a full package that works, and it looks like the Ducati at the moment is the most consistent, but then Martin might just make that difference.
Yep.
That was very cool to see, I think. And yeah, Honda in general, just a lot of testing and comparing components. He also had a different helmet, Johan Mir, because he is normally an AGV rider and sported an all-black Kabuto helmet because AGV allowed him to test it because he's probably going to leave because Alessia left and so did Alcoba and they were sponsored by Kabuto, so they've got lots of money left over, so they're like, right, let's get a rider. They went for Johan Mir.
Huh. Well, there you go.
Yeah, my sister's got it because she's got 3 Johan Mir replica helmets and they're all AGV.
Well,
she's
it was AGV when he was champ, so that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. That's the one. Yeah, but yeah, a lot of testing. They also tested Honda a new chassis as well, which they can use to compare with other parts as well. Some Chantra made his debut, did have a crash. Again, you expect this from rookies. Igor crash, Fermin Alligator crash.
All the rookies did, yeah.
And you expect that, carbon brakes, brand new bike, completely different to the R1s they've probably been training on and things like that, where the stiffness is completely just got.
Exactly.
Like, it's completely stiff, So
tricky conditions to go straight into as well. Cold, slippy surface, come in. Yeah.
And then over to KTM, Pedro Costa tested out a weird fairing. Did you see the fairing he tested?
Yeah, it was like a mini thing. It was like
an Ovale screen. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Absolutely bizarre.
Right,
yeah, I'm not sure.
Wonder... Yeah.
I don't know the process behind that because it looked like you get your helmet obviously behind the screen, but that's it. And then it was like the same size as his hump on the back of his leathers. So maybe KTM are trying out an aerodynamic thing to just match it around the hump. Instead of pushing air over the rider's head, they push it alongside the rider, all around their head and down their back and something like that.
Yeah, I suppose as well, when they're sitting up braking, it would increase the drag created there, right?
Yes, it would, which would help in braking, yeah.
Yeah. I hadn't really thought about it till now, but there could be advantages to that as long as... as long as it works down the straights and it isn't causing too much,
Yeah, because you're going to... There's always a trade-off. Every upgrade you ever make to a motorcycle, there will be a trade-off. Yes, you get more acceleration here, but then you lose grip out of a corner, or your wheel spins more, or this, that, and the other. And so it's just a game of working out what works best with KTM. But Pedro Costa seems very happy and home back in orange.
He's was quick.
Back in number 37 as well.
Oh, yeah.
And he's undefeated with 37 when it comes to championships in the MotoGP Championship.
Well, there you go.
He won both his titles with a 37 on the front of his bike. So just saying.
That's
just saying. Yeah. And he did end the day as the fastest KTM rider as well. In P9.
I think that's absolutely...
Binder was 6th, sorry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I still think Pedro's probably going to come out top KTM next year.
Yeah.
I think. Unless unless Brad stops crashing.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing is, you've got they tested a new upgraded seat unit and new exhausts as well. I did see that.
I saw those, yeah.
If Pedro Acosta can come in as a rookie and just about finish behind Brad in the championship and first and second in the non-Ducati championship as a rookie, I fully expect him to be a few places higher come the end of next year, and probably another visit to that award show at the end of the year.
Yeah, well, because he can't be Rookie of the Year next year.
No.
Yeah, I think he'll put in a good fight. Do you know what? Yeah, he might get third in the title, to be honest, because I don't know. Depending on how Martin fares, if the Aprilia is good enough. I think the KTM is good enough for a third place finish with the right rider. Aprilia has been less consistent, so we'll see.
I think it will be, I could be wrong, a battle for third next year. I do think that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Pecco and Mark. Pecco will be there, no doubt about that. And I think Mark will be there as well. I can't see why not. If Martin can win a championship on a satellite bike and Mark can finish third in the championship on a year-old satellite bike, now that he's on a full factory bike that he can develop how he likes it, with Gigi in there, Tadotsi, everybody else, and now I don't see why it's not going to work out in his favour.
Yeah, well, that's like I was saying, on paper, it all makes sense. It all points towards those two being front runners. Kind of, like similarly, this season, Pecco and Martin were like 100 odd points ahead of Mark and Enea.
Third,
I think might see something similar 2025 as well. Yeah,
it's a fair point. Yeah. And then over also on the other side of KTM, Tech 3 have switched back to a KTM badge instead of a gas, with Viñales actually doing some media, which was interesting. That intrigued me that he was doing some media. They gave him a bike in the morning, a motocross bike, and he was all wearing all the gear, the coat, the cap, everything like that. And I was like, wait, why are you wearing KTM colours? Is that allowed? You're an Aprilia rider, surely? So they must have ended his contract early, maybe, with Aprilia.
Possibly, yeah.
But
I don't know, but like
it was odd because Enea didn't have any of it on.
No. Yeah, I don't know what the script is there. He, but in terms of his actual testing, though, he looked pretty good actually.
He liked that Aprilia, you know.
He was instantly up to speed. Yeah, he was instantly up to speed on it and he looked tidy on it as well.
Yeah, he did. He looked happy. I think being in an environment like Tech 3 will help him as well. But yeah, he seemed to really get on with that KTM. Obviously, it's a V4, much like the Aprilia was, but KTM have a bit more grunt, shall we say? And I think that will help him a lot. I think for Enea, a similar situation. The power will be nice because he's used to that at Ducati. But then, because the KTM is not as good as Ducati, when he tries to ride it like a Ducati, as we found out, and as he found out in turn 5, it doesn't brake the same way as a Ducati, and you can't enter a corner the same way as a Ducati, brake as hard. And he braked into a normal corner, and all of a sudden, bam, let go of him, and destroyed itself.
That was some repair bill, wasn't it?
That
thing was absolutely minced. Yeah.
I can't even believe it.
Didn't even look that bad a crash either. But
no.
It must have just got unlucky when it was sliding down the road.
First day of a job and he's written off a bike already.
Fully written off as well.
Oh, that's kind of hurt. Yeah, it'll be in the budget. It's fine. You've got Red Bull sponsorship.
If KTM, if anyone's got enough money, it's KTM. So.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but Enea, I think I made a post about it. It's quite an interesting kind of combination, I think, because Enea is a very fast rider, as we know. I think, of the 4, he was highest in the championship for probably the last 3 years in a row, maybe even 4. Yeah, maybe 2 of those 3 years. But I think maybe 3 years in a row. I can't remember where he finished last in 2023. That's all. I'm sure it is 3 years in a row because he finished third in the world in 2022 on the bike. I'll find out now.
Okay.
2023. Enea was 4th. No, it wasn't. He was injured, wasn't he? He missed loads of the season.
Yeah, for most of it.
15th. Yeah. So ignore me. Yeah. But in 2022 and 2024, he was the fastest, highest placed rider in the championship of all of the KTM riders that are now on the bike. And so I think that he's got the edge much like Martin has when he goes to Aprilia, but is not consistent enough to maybe put on a full championship tilt. But if he can use his information from Ducati and work with KTM and Danny Pedrosa to find a way that suits his style, I really think he's got that extra 5% to put KTM right at the front every week, along with Acosta, of course, and maybe Vinales and Binder as well, if they can all find it and unlock that little last piece.
Yeah, it is an interesting package that KTM and Aprilia have now, because for the last few years they haven't had what you would class as like front runner riders.
Yeah,
really. Maybe Vinales, but like 5 years ago, Vinales maybe, but not recently.
Not now. No.
But yeah, now on the KTM, it's going to be interesting because Ducati haven't made the same leap this year with the GP25, and they've lost some really star-studded riders. So, like, hopefully, it is more of a bunch up, but or there will be less lockouts of like top sixes and top fives for Ducati. I think we'll see less of that, but I still think we'll see like a 2-horse race for
dominance
for the win. Yeah. I think it will be less of a Ducati Cup, as people call it. Like, for those from positions 3rd to 8th, I think will be a healthier mix this year.
Yeah. I agree. And I'm looking forward to that. And just, it's quite, because of the amount of changes that there are, there's a lot of potential for a lot of different names to be at the front again.
Yep.
Again, maybe battling for that 3rd place trophy, but I can't see Mark and Becco actually fully running away with it. But I do see them consistently within the top 3, 4, 5, pretty much every race. I can't see them finishing outside of that, barring a crash. Because
I even think, like, if it's not a podium for them, then something's not right.
Yeah, and
on paper, I would say.
Yeah, Mark isn't a bad qualifier. He literally holds the record of MotoGP for the most amount of pole positions ever. It's just a case of the fact that his crew chief last year openly has admitted he's not the best qualifier. So now you put Marquez with a crew chief who is a better qualifier, and suddenly Mark will probably be more consistently qualifying at the front as well.
Yeah.
Instead of having to fight his way through the field.
Yeah. No, it is. It's all an interesting prospect. And I think the Yamahas did really well too.
Yes, Fabio
I thought looked great.
Second place.
Yes.
Yeah. And then Rins in P8 as well, of course.
Solid.
Both of them tested out a brand new chassis on the bike. They did not test the V4. That should be coming next year at some point.
Okay.
Because that was a big rumor that they were going to test the V4, but that's not happening. And then Oliveira and Miller also made their Yamaha debuts on the 2024 bike.
Yep.
I heard Miller Oliveira's did not be happy.
No, I was going to get to Miller. Well, because Miller was like behind the rookies, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. I think the only person that was behind him was Chantra, and that's it.
And Chantra's on the Honda, so we'll allow it. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I wonder if Miller will get halfway through the season being like, man, I wish I'd just retired.
Yeah.
I wish I'd, begging for a seat. But is it, careful what you wish for, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
Oliveira's comments were interesting. He was saying that, it was quite diplomatic, to be honest. It was very, like things are actually quite good, I think was his words. Like, that phrase of like, they're actually quite good. It's like,
better than I thought they were.
Like, what were you expecting?
Yeah, because he said it was quite an easy bike to ride.
Yes,
what I saw,
yeah, you're right. That's what he said.
An easy bike to ride doesn't necessarily make it fast. You know, KTM and Ducati are a bit harder to ride because they're fast.
Yeah,
and
once
you
tame them,
that extra out of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then if you put training wheels on it, make it nice and easy to ride, you lose a lot of speed in the process.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I think it'll be really nice. Hopefully, if we can see Quartararo up there,
Yeah.
podiums would be nice more consistently as well. That'd be so
I
good.
missed him on the podium. Did he get any podiums this year? I don't think he did.
He got some sprint podiums, I think. At least
Yes,
one.
he did.
Maybe.
So
I can picture it anyway.
Apparently Fabio is ready to leave Yamaha this year. I need to find his Wikipedia page. Come on. Where is it? There we go. It's loading. Come on. Right. 0 main race podiums this year.
Yeah, no.
Oof.
I think that's to be expected, really. It's the bike, isn't it? It's fourth in the pecking order, you would have to say. So
yeah, and then Honda very distantly further behind that.
I know, which is 'cause there were like Fabio got top tens, right?
Fairly he did get a number of top tens. Yeah,
and
but he's all making a difference.
Harder.
Much
exactly.
like
He
Zarco's making a difference over at Honda.
Yes.
Yeah, didn't even get a sprint podium.
Did he not? Fabio.
Wait, how many points is in sprint? Is in the podiums? Bear with me. Could be wrong. I'm gonna try and find this information.
Sprint
probably
podiums,
wrong,
what? 12, 9, 8,
12, 9, 7. Okay,
right.
so 13th in the championship. Oh yeah, second in Portimao, third in Deutsch. In Assen.
Deutsch.
Jesus Christ. In Assen. Wait, no. I can't tell if this is a position. Yeah, no sprint podium, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, no sprint podium, sorry. I wasn't sure if it's points or place, and it's place. Best sprint was 5th.
Hopefully next year. It looks like Yamaha have maybe made a step, and Fabio has that extra something over the other Yamaha pilots. So hopefully a podium.
Yeah, we hope. Yeah, and then I'm quite intrigued. I mean, Johan Zarco looked really good as well.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah. He always looks really good. I think Honda need him a lot.
They fully do.
Really,
if he wasn't on that bike,
God, there'd be 0 points all year long, nearly.
Pretty much. And hopefully Mir can stay on the thing this year.
God, yeah.
Because
AGV probably got sick of replacing his helmets. That's why they got rid of him.
Yeah, they're like, nah, you're bankrupting us, mate. Yeah.
You alone, 4 helmets a weekend.
Pretty much. Yep.
Yeah, but it's nice to see Chantra on the bike as well. Obviously, like I said, had a crash, but I'm not totally convinced about him in MotoGP yet. You know, he's had some wins in Moto2, obviously, but didn't really kind of impress enough in Moto2 to warrant a MotoGP seat. So I get that obviously Idemitsu needed an Asian rider on the bike. Chantra was the one they wanted because Iagoro didn't want it. But I'm not fully convinced he can kind of
deliver
make that gap up a little bit. You know, I think it would probably last most of the time, which sounds horrible. Maybe when the rain comes out, it'd be different, but I just don't see him performing. You know, come back in a year and see where it is, kind of thing. But
for me,
I agree. Not too impressed, and the fact that he was stone dead last as well, which again is a rookie, and that's absolutely fine.
Expected. Rookie on the Honda, you expect to be last in the testing.
Yeah, he was a second slower than the last placed full-time rider. So he did a 2.492 off of P1 Alex Marquez, and the next full-time rider that's not Jack Miller was Marini with 1.4, because Jack Miller was only 0.2 faster than Chantra.
Really?
Which is mental.
That is mental.
Miller was slower, half a second slower than Aldeguer, and 1/10 slower than Agura. So I don't know if he's working on different things, tyres, setup.
I hope so. You say, it's testing. We can't. The times don't mean anything, but like, it's not a great look, is it? To be slower than the
terrible
rookies,
look. Yeah, like I say, it's just times on a sheet. At the end of the day, we can't read into it too much. But yeah, I agree. I'm quite excited about. I think Trackhouse and him will be an interesting prospect.
Yeah. Who's his teammate? Raul.
Raul, who was
Yeah.
fifth. Yes, fifth.
Mm-hmm.
He does like it around Catalonia. He did lead the sprint race earlier this year, so
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how quickly, if I can get to Raul's kind of pace.
Yeah, if you can get to Raul's
could
pace.
Work. No, like I.
Yeah.
Right, I see. You are actually being funny.
Yeah, it's rare, I know.
Yeah. So if Ogura can get to Raul Fernandez's pace, that would be a great start, I think, because Raul's had how many seasons has Raul had on the Aprilia now?
3.
Was
This
this
will
his
be
first
third.
One?
Raul.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh my goodness.
RNF and then Trackhouse and then Trackhouse again.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay. Yeah. So if he can get to that kind of pace, then he's doing very well, I would say.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think that's everything. We've hit every rider on the list, I think. I think the rookies, Fermin Aldeguer, again, on Marquez's bike there. Well, obviously GP24, but, you know, again, it's the first test. You can't really, he's not going to blow everybody out the water, but 1.7 off is actually pretty respectable, to be honest.
Solid.
He's on a Ducati, which does help, of course.
Yeah. That's worth half a second a lap, isn't
literally,
it? For a rookie. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's good for him at least. Some people will be quite envious of that. I'm absolutely sure of that. But,
fully.
Fermin, at the end of the day, again, I'm intrigued to see how he does because he was an exceptional in Moto2 for a little while and then just absolutely fell out of his ass. And he obviously got injured a few times this year, which doesn't help. But I think another year in Moto2 would have done well, and we've said about that on the podcast before. So I'm hoping that he can prove us wrong, really, and kind of do a Pedro Costa. Pedro Costa's a benchmark. Fermin Aldeguer is meant to be the next Pedro Costa kind of thing. So
a lot of
he's
people
only 19, 20.
Touted as that.
Yeah,
we will see.
Yes, we will.
We'll see. It's gonna be a very interesting season. I'm looking forward to the Sepang tests in February.
Yes, it's 23rd of February. Let's have a look.
23rd
calendar when it loads. 28th. Oh wait, no, it's the Grand Prix. All events. Wow. There we go. 20. It's not telling me.
Okay.
It just says November 19th test and then 28th of Grand Prix of Thailand.
Cool.
It will be a Sepang test, surely.
I thought I heard people talking about the Sepang test as well.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll find out. I don't understand that. It's a bit strange.
We will see. But it's going to be a great season. A lot of cool changes. Hopefully things will be a bit more mixed up next year in terms of manufacturers, which would be nice.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Yeah, very excited.
Hell yeah.
We're going to have a week or two off now.
Yes.
Off the pod. Quite excited for that. We got some reels posted in between.
So,
yes. Yeah, so last time you see this audience.
Room. Yeah, that's it. Last time he's in that
dungeon
room.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay,
great.
like, subscribe, bell icon. Let us
follow
know
us on everything
about things. Yeah, follow us on everything. Rate us wherever you get your podcasts, etc. Say hello. We'll say hi back.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
Thanks.
And our next pod will be the awards as well.
Oh, we need someone to write a little jingle for it.
Yes.
Or something.
Cool. Yes.
The On the Gas Awards.
Oh, yeah. There's Moto 2 and 3 tests today as well. Just seen a photo of David Alonso on a Moto 2 bike today.
Cool.
And the bike looks massive. It's weird. Don't like it.
He'll be good. He'll be right. He'll be grand.
He'll be fine. He was 58 laps, 1.7 off the top, but that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Catch you later.
Oh yeah, Via as well on the KTM. He looks cool.
Sick. Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, and Dennis Foggia on the Moto3, who was 1.8 seconds slower than last place, which is Quiles, who's a rookie.
What?
So, yeah, Quiles did a 45.9. Foggia did a 47.3.
Come on, Foggia. Jeez, oh.
Foggia, was 1.7 slower than Carpe.
And and Foggia replaced Esteban.
Yes.
I don't think Esteban would have been that far off, but there we go.
No. And they did post the entry lists as well, and MLav and Leopard are yet to have riders confirmed for them. Leopard's probably going to be David Almanza, and MLav will have Michael Laverty riding it because no one else wants to ride it.
No, that's fair. I mean, I'll get my leathers. Like, I'll give it a go if I fancy. Sorted. Honestly, yep.
Yeah.
Sick.
They did make a post earlier saying that they have European Talent Cup and Junior GP seats available now for next year, and they're happy to welcome all nationalities, which is nice. But I'm like, you're meant to be a team that gets British riders into that.
Well, yeah,
World Championship.
It was like a British grassroots.
Yeah, now it seems like, obviously it's a comment there, talk for another time, but it looks like there's not enough British talent to actually get them into the World Championship.
Warrant that. Yeah. Deary me.
Oh dear. But yes.
Oh dear.
Right, we will actually say goodbye now.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.